Hi, good morning everybody, it's Nick. This is a Living Without Armour vlog, and it is about the Dare to Lead course with Brené Brown. Now, I had signed up for this course and I've withdrawn from this course for several reasons, and I want to share the reasons for that and share some uncomfortable truths about it actually, because I think it's important to do so. So I withdrew from the course for some personal reasons, but also because I was feeling some real anxiety when some of the details became clearer to me. The biggest one is that the course is $7,500 to attend for 2.5 days. Obviously I live in the UK and the course is in Texas, so I need to obviously also bring in the additional cost of travel and so forth, but that decision was made and that was fine. But one of the things that did come out is that during that 2.5 days there were going to be 120 people on the course. Now, rightly or wrongly, in my experience, that is more like a conference than a course. I did raise that with the Dare to Lead team, and the reason that I raised it is I was very much looking for some reassurance or some explanation or just some insight really as to how it would work, and sadly I didn't receive that. So all in all, because it was such a enormous amount of money, which actually is all of the savings and things that we could pull together, I decided the risk was too great, so I have pulled out. Now, the cost of pulling out is also quite significant. One is because there was an admin fee, I think roughly of $250 that you lose, and also the exchange rate didn't work in our favour. So all in all, I'm about £600 down. But actually, the money isn't really what's at the heart of this. What's at the heart of this is the fact that I felt really anxious and nervous about attending a 2.5 day course with one of my real big role models whose work I admire greatly. But it would be 2.5 days and I would be with another 119 people, all who may, and I'm sure will be wonderful people, but it really made me question whether I was going to have my hopes, aspirations and requirements met. And none of those vulnerabilities, quite frankly, were responded to. I did write a very long email explaining all of this to the team, and I think I've received no more than a 5 or 6 line response, just basically saying, thanks, hope you've got some support in place and all the best. But in none of this correspondence has anybody actually addressed the core concerns that I have written about a couple of times. And the point of this vlog is to say that it's really, really, really important, no matter how successful you get. Well, it's even more important, actually, the more successful you get, to find a way to really live into your values. And I think it's quite difficult because when you start talking in a language that people really connect to and really resonates, and you start getting a lot of followers and a lot of interaction and engagement, there's this big question that says, how on earth do you actually keep that connection? And for me, Brene Brown was, opening up a whole new world of understanding, really very much what I was looking for, which was all about human connection, being seen, being heard, connecting with people. I don't necessarily want to meet millions of people. I don't necessarily want to have thousands of followers. Of course, I would not turn them down if I get them. What I do want to do is I want to have some deep quality relationships based on real connection. And perhaps one of those ways would have been to have had slightly less people on the course. And the reason I'm doing this vlog is to actually say that I feel really, really sad, actually. I'm okay about not going. There's just some pragmatic stuff, that happened that meant that, I was very nervous about the amount of investment I needed to put into it. But really the biggest reason was £7,500 for 2.5 days in a room where there would be 120 of us really did make me question about whether I was going to get the value and my requirements were going to be met. But I think the reason I am so sad and I feel disappointed is because I did reach out to the Dare to Lead team and I did share my story and I did share my concerns and anxiety. And quite honestly, I've received a very polite but very superficial response that does not seem to resonate with the values that I've so deeply brought into with Brene Brown, and that makes me sad. So that's the truth of it. So that's my Living Without Armour vlog for today, is that if you are talented, blessed, brave, courageous, all of those things, and you step out into that big wide world and you hold out your hand and you connect with a number of people, be very, very, very careful as you grow about how you keep that connection, please, because you know, it doesn't matter that, you know, there might be millions of people following you. You know, we all think something about it and we all feel something about it, and every person still needs to matter, and every person still needs to be seen and heard, and that's not how I've been left feeling, and that's why I'm sad. I don't necessarily have the answer, but I wanted to call it out, and I wanted to get it out there, because actually I think we need to talk about it, because I don't think this applies just to Brené. I think this will apply to, and I say Brené, this isn't personally about her, I'm talking, my interaction has been with the Dare to Lead team. You know, I'm sure there's a whole organisation behind Brené Brown now, otherwise, you know, she just wouldn't cope with everything. I'm sure this applies to every single inspirational role model out there, the Richard Bransons, Barack Obamas, the, you know, Bill Gates, the, you know, Dan Pink. I mean, I could just go on, couldn't I, with a list of names. So how, once you have made that connection and you've really, you know, lit the fire in somebody, yeah, how do you keep connected? How do you still make them feel like they matter? Yeah, because you matter to them. So Brené Brown matters to me, her work matters to me, her messages matter to me, and I would have willingly spent that money had I been confident and reassured that that connection was going to happen. Not necessarily just with her, but with a more intimate group of people. And that's it for today. So yeah, just sharing my thoughts on that. Take care. Bye.